Welcome. How are you? I'm glad you can come on. How are you guys doing? Marido, hello. Molly, how are you? Welcome. How are we doing? I'm on the floor. Hello, hello. Hello, Dolly. Daily? I'm sorry. Daily. How are you? Welcome. Welcome. I know I have to run around so much today doing errand for mom and myself. So I didn't get chance to get in the kitchen. So I want to stay connected. So here we go. I'm on the floor. Um, yeah, Buddha pose. Um, a few weeks ago, I started with this flat, um, flat beanies. It it's called Granny Square. So my head is clean. So it's supposed to be like something like that. Yeah. I don't know. For me, my beanie, my beanie gotta fit right. But this right here, my daughter said it was like a new thing. So what do you think? You agree? Tristan, what do you think? 67? I am 67 sounds good. I'm 63, 4 year behind. So you're talking about age or what you're talking about? What's a lucky number? Uh, daily ranking. How are you? So, sorry, I'm gonna mess up my beautiful hair. So I started with this full granny square. Okay, it's from this rainbow yarns. Then start with the inner. This is the what you call this? This is the heart shape, the motif heart. It's pretty nice actually. It's very pretty. Let me move you closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's really really pretty. Okay, but to have it square, I know we had that before. My beanie is pretty basic. Okay, let me see. Um, let me see them. Oh, I have a beanie too. I have initial on it. See, got it got Vanna Inn. So that's kind of beanie I do. Okay, that's my like have to be like fit. So I have a few collection of myself. So I got my initial right there, VN. I should have put Chef Vanna in there, but then I thought it was too much. So, oh my goodness. So these are my crochet products all over. I started to collect my own crochet products. Um, so I have my personal collection over there. This is my own bedroom. Okay, so I need a desk. I just moved here. Nothing. I don't have everything in a room, and I don't want to clutter my bedroom, so I might not even have it. Um, Here are some of the beanies I made. Some of the scarf. This is my very nice scarf. This one is a little bit because it's a very fine floral. Okay, so we can do that right now. And I have a few florals. Okay, this is the headband that I made. See how pretty that is? So I can do this. I like my rose like on the side like that. No. What do you think? Hold on. We gotta do it right. Um, so yeah, the rose is adorable. Yeah. And I had the Cambodian Pkarum dual. It's Pkarum dual related to magnolia. Okay. And it had only 3 petals, which is kind of cute. And then, of course, I have just a regular band. I want to add some flower to it. I mess up my hair. I just touch up the roots. So this is my very own favorite color here. Okay, so this right here, this here, this like take a long time to do that. I don't have patience for that anymore. This is when I used to work at home taking care of my dad, and I don't have anything to do, so I started to be creative. So I start something like a huge project. Okay, I don't have that kind of time anymore. So this is the same what you call this scarf that I have that I love. Okay. It's beautiful off green color, and so it's so nice and warm. So these are the things that I crochet. Okay, I used to crochet and sell a whole bunch of these, and after a while, and then different. This is the chains. Okay, and I did the white color too. So I haven't been doing this for a while, so I need to reconnect with my own memories, how I used to do that. Okay. So just like anything else, I have to find my notebooks. So I find a collect of these of my own. So I think I have some gravy on it. I wear it to the restaurant. I can machine wash this. And mac and cheese. That's why when I sit down to eat, I rather take this off and then look at this. Isn't that pretty? Okay. I mean, it can be pretty. That remind me of people from Middle Eastern. They love to cover their hair. Looks so pretty. So these are my own collection. Okay, my own collection, because I have to collect them, and I have like a lot more. Oh, I'm gonna show you what else I have. Okay, I have the wrap. It's really pretty. You might be interested in. So I did this is called lattice flowers. Okay, it had this beautiful string of flowers. It's really pretty. So these are my favorite colors, and I have some headband that I need to add some bright colors. And these had already rose petals on it. And a scarf from Cambodia when I visited. Look at that. Proud Cambodian flag. And then this is the Cambodian textile. It's hand woven. So I love this because it's so thin. Look at that. And it's so pretty. And I was a little disappointed when I was in Cambodia last time, and I couldn't get to the Cambodian textile. I think I have to go to like a city where they sell these things. In Battambang market that my family was at, they don't have textile. They only have imitation kind of silk, which I don't like. This is my own hat that I personalize. My beanies I wear all the time. Let me show you what else I have that I crochet. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me. So this is one of my favorite hat. It's the leaf patterns. Okay, it's a little sophisticated, so I like this one right here because I have a matching scarf which is made out of uh, this is pineapple pattern. It's pretty. It's very pretty and a little sophisticated, and it's hard to make them. So I run out of yarn, so I had this different color yarn. So this is my very own favorite, my own collection, my fall collection, no, my winter collection. So right, so like, so yeah. So this design here is pretty neat. Okay, it's leaf design. Mess up my hair. It's, look at that. It had like a 3D look. Yeah, very pretty. Okay, and the the pineapple, which I peeled yesterday, it's very, it had a 3D effect also. Look, that pretty. Okay, and then I did this. Okay, this is the wrap. I should have done it a little bit shorter, but I think it's stretched. So it's gonna go around, and it had a little tie here, so you just tuck it in and wrap it around your neck like that. See? Yeah, very pretty. I love this because it's have multicolors, which is part of this here. So, oh, now I have a matching hat, right? Hold on. Hi. So, like that. See that? Isn't that cute? Okay. So I have winter accessories. So this right here is a big heart or big pineapples. It's a big heart or big pineapples. Okay. So this one, it came off like that. And I make a few of that. I make a few colors. Okay. So this is one of my favorite. It has a cable style. Okay. And it does the same thing. I have a few of these. I have a big pink one. It's so beautiful. It's like when they put it on, like it shines. Okay, so this one right here is my very favorite color too. I like the neutral color. Look at that. Look how it wraps around your neck so well. And it got two cute heart. Yeah. So these are my work, okay? This is the thing that I do on my own time. Look at that. I can show you guys how, but it's, look at the cable. Okay. And the two heart. So that's some of the things that I do, okay, which is, it takes a little bit amount of talent to do it. I have a few of these here, the wrap. Yeah, okay. And I love this color because it's rainbow color. It fits so well with everything, you know. It coordinates so well. You can wear with blue, pink, green, white, whatever color you like. You can have it. Okay, so, oh, and then these are the Cambodian textile, and then it's so pretty. It the color bleed because it has some oil in it, and I wash it, and when I wash it, it damaged the textile, but it used to be so pretty. So this I used to wrap around me to keep me warm like that, and just remind me that these are the Cambodian textile. These are the real silk. So it's real pretty. Oh yeah, this is my very favorite. This one's so soft too. Yeah. So that's my very own. Okay. So I figured that if I don't own it, some of these, and I keep giving away or sell it away, then I never have anything of my own. So I started to get smart, and that's where all this collection came about. So I'm proud owner of a few, a few hats, a few beanies, a few scarves, which I should, you know. I mean, I make them, so I have no reason not to have them. Correct? Yeah. Yeah. Welcome, Lika Da. How are you? So, so today is not as cold, not yet. It'll be cold soon. Okay. So today, I took a break from cooking because my friend came home early, and I heard she was calling me to eat. There you go. I'm still on live, Lucy. I'll be back later. I'll be down later. Thank you, sister. Oh, sorry, wrong patterns. Um, so today is about 58 degrees here in Las Vegas, which is cold for me. So I wear two layers. Normally I wear about 3 layers, and a jacket. People said that well, people who are cold, unusually cold, people that had uh, low hemoglobin, which is yeah, I am that person. So he's speaking in Vietnamese. I thought she was singing. Lucy is very kind, and she make her food. She's vegetarian, and some of the vegetable that she fed me with were like so. My daughter told me not to talk about it, but so uncomfortable, you know, in the digest system. You know what I'm talking about. So I don't try to be ungrateful when people give us food. We're supposed not to like damn them, you know, we're supposed to like praise them and thank them for. But I do, but then, I gotta get used to it. I think some of the vegetables are good, no, but then I think my mistake is that I have to eat it with some kind of grain, noodles, or rice. But if I have vegetable by itself, it's um it's it does not do me too good. Okay, so let's get to the pattern here. Okay, so I have I'm gonna do the granny square because my daughter's requesting them. I only got one done. I'm supposed to get like ton of this done already. um, Fraggles. What are you talking about? It is impossible to stick our tongue out and look up. Try it. Mm. That would be like a facial exercise. You know, when you stick your tongue up and down like 100 times, you'll have a beautiful refined chin. I do facial. I just have like real bad turkey neck, you know, because I used to gain a little weight during the lockdown, and then started to gain weight on the face, on the neck, on the ears, on the nose. You know that nose get fat too. Oops, I'm sorry. Nose gain weight too. Okay, don't try to like use the word that offend people. So so um so then when we start losing weight and then got hanging skin, extra saggy skin, so we have to I have to look for a lot of different technique, facial um, exercise technique, you know, to refine it. And because I chew gums, I got a lot of muscle. I got a lot of muscle on here, and certain exercise help reduce it. You know what I mean? I got more refiner because it used to be like hanging like turkey neck. Um, so yeah, if you do that 100 times a day, you will have a beautiful uh, V neck, V shaped face. Okay, like what they do. That was something else. Sorry. Um, no, I'm not gonna try that unless I'm doing facial exercise. You're trying to trick people to do what? Sticking a tongue out and looked up. Try to try to pull your lower lip over your head and see how that feel like. Some people were asking women like, well, how much pain is it during childbirth? So let me mention Bill Cosby. He had a synopsis about natural birth, right? Natural birth meaning without epidurals, without any kind of painkiller to help you process your childbirth, right? So he said something very funny that I never forgotten. He said that, well, if somebody asks you how much pain does a woman experience during her childbirth, so he said that if a person want to know, experience that pain, how much pain it is to give birth to a child, have him pull his lower lip and cover the whole head. I thought it was kind of interesting. But if he can cover his lower lip over the head, then he'll know how much pain women experience during a childbirth. So I'm like, okay, try that. And that was offensive because what? Who does that? Well, then don't be asking questions. You be glad that you'll be born of someone who can have kids, or someone who don't have kids and you don't know, you can't experience it. So don't ask a woman how much pain. I think they already did the study already, how they can connect a man and woman. um, I can't remember, there was a study done where they did some sort of pain triggering to the men during, like, to have like artificial pain. No, I can't remember exactly how it done, but anyway, so allow him to feel the contraction from like a 1 centimeter to 10 centimeter until the child got through the birth canal. So he was screaming like crazy. Yeah, I remember when laying in the delivery rooms and hear all kind of screaming at the maternity ward, all kind of women uh, having the baby. So I'm the only one that calm and like didn't want to cause drama because everybody else is screaming. So somebody make like comment like, well, that screaming is so familiar. Yes, of course it's familiar. You in the maternity ward, so what do you expect? Laughing woman or screaming woman in pain of trying to push a 10-pound baby out? Well, lucky I only had a 6-pounder, 5-pounder, so it wasn't that bad. But if I have a 10-pounder or 12-pounder like some of my friends, I'm sorry. Never do that again. Right. But I always been fortunate. My baby's always been small. This is my mom. For those who are new and young and never been experienced, never. Let me read what Kimberly say. Kimberly, you wrote me a long comment here. Let me read, okay? I remember that dang, it was long a long time ago when Bill Cosby. Oh, do you remember that too? Gee, I thought the only one that can remember. I thought I'm lying to myself, right? So, well, thank you. People may not even believe me what I said, but then I'm glad that you hear what I heard too. Bill Cosby. I love Bill Cosby and sorry all that accusation. I started to feel sorry for the old man and what he did was not cool. I mean they indict him, so that was so sad. I don't know what happened to him now, but what he said was embedded in my memories about the childbirth pain. Pull your lower lip and cover your head, and then you can ask me again, well, how was the pain during the childbirth? The uterus is only this big, and then the child head was like that big. So imagine, well, that big. So imagine that his head gonna go through, just like in the Bible was saying that a rich man, it's harder for a rich man to go to heaven than the camel go through that iron needles. I didn't understand first what's iron needle. To me, I thought it was talking about the iron needle, like the sewing needle. How the camel gonna go through the iron needle, and then I did a little research. Um, I know I love the old man, but so sad that a whole bunch of women came up with accusation and they indict him. I feel so bad. So he served time. I hope. I don't remember whether he's still alive or not. He's probably in his 90s. So I don't know if he's gonna come out or whether he passed. I don't even have information on Bill Cosby. I just remember how he was so funny, so cool, make everybody laugh, and he had that natural funniness, you know. He doesn't have to act. He was like he just like everything he does, you know. He just like he just right. He just laugh at him, you know. I mean, he was like he know how to make people laugh, but then behind the scene, there's something ugliness, you know. I mean, if one woman come up, you know, and then you have a whole bunch of women come out and accuse him of such and such, and that was sad. And then yeah, he got indicted. But then some of the things he said and done was so memorable, you know. And yeah, let me read about uh, no, I won't look up because I don't know what the person trying to prove. The only time when I'm look up is when I'm doing yoga, you know, I'm doing yoga pose, I do uh doggy stretch and what have you. I do yoga, so I know what look up mean, you know. I mean, you do the warrior pose, you look up and try to strengthen, give the refine to the neck to the chin, you know. I do that. I do yoga for life, you know. That's why I'm able to maintain the physical, um, the fitness and the physical aspect of it. You know, I learn now that to to keep up with our weight, okay, whether it's ups and down. Me, I'm fluctuated. I always been petite. I have been give it being petite that because it's a lot to be done on my side. As many of you have heard that I have 6 children. Someone said, "Oh, you still look like that with 6 children, girl. Are you sure? Do I have to lie anything about anything?" No, I have 6 children. I have proof of the birth certificate with my name on it. And yes, each one of them is a natural birth, just like Bill Cosby said, you know, because I was natural birth child too. My mom popped me out in the rice field. I know, not rice field exactly. It was at the farmhouse in the rice field. So it was so natural. So natural birth meaning that is the child go through the birth canal without epidural, without pain medication, without any help, but being natural. That's painful. But then in referring to getting epidural, and I think epidural is more painful than having a child itself. Don't you agree, Kimberly? I don't know if you have kids, but you're funny. So so for me, I think having a child is less painful, you know, because in epidural you had like you had contraction going on, you were screaming, and the doctor, the nurse administer the epidural where they insert a long needle on your spinal cord, and you have to bend over on your stomach, and then the insertion of that long needles into the spinal cord was more painful than the birth itself. So I did that on my first baby because I don't know how to deal with. I didn't have Lamar. I did have Lamar's class, but my partner fall out, so no one to, like I didn't know how to deal with with the. I didn't have experience in childbirth, so I was screaming like everybody else, and I even called doctor's mother's name, and he wasn't happy with me at all. He thought it was very, very disrespectful. I said, I don't give a crap. I'm in so much pain. Give me something. So he said, okay. And then I had the first experience with epidurals. That's why I said, I never gonna ask for another epidural because that was horrible. It was like that big needle, the needle like that big, and insert into the spinal cord and injected the epidurals, and then it numb you down to the feet. And after you have the baby, they said, "Can you walk now?" I can't even feel my own feet. Unless you want me to break my neck and then I'll be a rich woman and take over the hospital, yes, I will walk for you. You know, sometimes the nurse and the doctor do the pretty darn crazy thing. You know, I mean, after epidurals and they want you to like gain your feelings, so they want you to start walking. It's no, I don't care. If you want me to call your mother's name again, then leave the room. So so after everything's cool, the doctor came the next morning. "Oh, how are you, Miss Inn? Can you walk now?" I said, "Yes, everything's perfect and fine," you know. And then he said, and I said, "Well, you know, doctor, I'm sorry about last night. I think I crossed the line with you." He said, "It's okay. I know you're gonna come back." I said, "Nope, I'm not gonna come back." So about a year later, I came back. He said, "See, I told you would come back." So with another baby, but this time I didn't scream or calling his name. And then I have my mom coaching me, right? So my mom, she's trying to like patronize me by saying, "Oh, daughter, that's how it is with all women, all women. We've gone through the same pain." And she's trying to patronize me while I'm having my contraction. I'm about to kick my mom too. I told her, "Shut up." And then she said, "Yeah, in Cambodia, they said that giving birth is just like time where a woman can pass through immortality, because it was that dangerous, because in Cambodia, a lot of people who were born in who's in the live in the outskirt, or in the really in the village far away, or had no access to medical care, will give birth at home. I remember when my aunt and when my mom having her children, is that relying on the midwife. So the midwife who had skill of help delivering the baby, or if there's a bleach baby, then she know how to turn the baby around, because bleach baby, the feet go first, just like the cow baby, the feet go first. So, and for women was the struggle. A lot of time women would die from trying to give a bleach childbirth, which the feet go first. It's very uncomfortable position for the baby and for the mom. So the midwife is able to turn the baby head, so that way she can deliver the baby safely. So I remember when the woman in those days, uh, they tie a string from the ceiling and have her hold on to the string, right? And trying when she pushed. So I don't know how that happened. And then the midwife and a lot of women will help each other deliver the baby and keep the men out of the room so that he didn't trying to peek. So that how far I remember. I don't remember how my mom, when she gave birth to me, she was alone at the farmhouse. My dad, she already like in the late, uh, she was already like ready to have me when my dad uh, have to run to the village to fetch my step grandmother, who was the midwife. So it take a little bit of time to walk to the farmhouse, because my dad farmhouse was the distant from the village. So by the time my dad brought my grandmother, I was already born. It was in January. It was cold in Cambodia, and I was dried up with blood and everything else. And my mom just just wrapped me in her sarong, one of the sarong here. Okay. And there was no baby diaper either. If the baby do the business, then the business do on the baby, do on the family, do on everything. So I remember when they cut up sarong and pieces of cloth to wrap around the baby. Now they do have diapers now. When I visit my cousin, they have diapers. I was impressed that I didn't have that on me neither. I know none of this happened before all this happened. I mean, I don't know. I was born in the era. It was not even that late. It was not even 1600. It's not even 1700. It's not even 1800 or 1800. It was 1900s. All that didn't have anything. I'm like, are we that poor? It wasn't that. I think people just don't need anything. I mean, um, we don't have carpet, and it was wooden house or bamboo, or the farmhouse is made out of bamboo thatch, and so it's easy to clean off. But I don't know. People survive for centuries. I can't explain to you how. A mess is a mess, and here diapers, wiper, creams. None of that were available in Cambodia at the time I was born. And I don't know why I'm normal. I can't explain it. I could have been cuckoo caca already, but yeah, my kid won't understand it. American born kid don't understand it, so I'm cool with that. I'm just happy that I was born in the country where it taught me so many valuable lessons in life that I can share with you. You know, here in America we have everything, which mean that we minimize our own ability and capability. We don't have to think for ourselves. Now we have Google search, everything is like Google search, and that's it. You know, you have everything pop on the screen. I was saying sometime back that when I was in college, when we do research paper, we have to search on World Cyclopedia that thick, you know, and World Book, and any information at all regarding to the subject, and you write it down and you type it with the typewriter, you know, with the carbon paper, and do the duplicate. And when you make error, then you have to use wipe, and all that was fun. And I have to be grateful. When I was in high school, I had all that skill, and I got an office work and office job, and that helped me. You know, the clergy job and the reception job. So it required for a reception to type, because we have to do correspondence and letters and all this stuff. So in order to get a job as a clerk, as a receptionist, they have to do like typing tests on you. You know, like if you type over 45 to 55, 65 word per minute, then you get hired for the job. If you go peck like chicken pecking on the grain, then bye. You know, so I'm grateful that that knowledge is being taught now. They don't teach typing. They don't teach shorthand. In fact, they stopped teaching cursive, so people don't know how to sign their name. That's kind of crazy. You don't teach cursive. In where we came from, we learn both cursive and handwriting. If you don't know cursive, and then you're not going to pass the test. Now that is not essential. Lucky if the kid learn how to read. So kids don't even turn to books anymore. They turn to iPad. So that's how sad it is. You know, so that's discouraging for book writers. Whether you want to write book or you just write an iPad, you know. So then they can do electronic version book, perhaps. You know, my book will come out soon. That was a bit of struggle. I started last year, I haven't finished it yet. Just run out of words. So Bill Cosby is great. Miss the Old Man. I love sitcom back in 1980 when I first came to America. Though I don't understand the language, but I think the thought of him being funny and in the acting, that though I don't understand the whole narrative of it, but then I understood that the demeanor, the acting was funny. I remember when Day of Our Life, All My Children, the Hospital, the daytime soap. I never watched any of those, and I never liked the daytime soap. I remember my mom got hooked onto Day of Our Life, or the General Hospital, or All My Children. She don't even speak English, but she got hooked onto daily soap. I'm like, so I didn't even know what all that about. I don't know if they have them anymore. The Young and the Restless, and they come on like in different channel. And well, I remember, I can't say that to my mom. I'm into evening soap. I love Hotel Dollars, the Hotel Connie Selica. I love her eyes. You know, she had that. Oh, she got beautiful eye, Connie Selica. I don't know if she's still alive or not. She portrayed in the wife of the hotel owner, and she's so pretty. She got that brunette color and beautiful eye with a lot of lashes, and she had beautiful eyeshadow, eyeliner. So she's always been so beautiful to me. And I watched Dallas and got hooked on a little bit. And then when it went off season, I tried to search for it. I didn't understand that they they be on and off season. So I never understand the TV program. So I was so upset when they went off season. So I start to understand how some of that show work. So that's some of my memories, you know. I mean, then I I I, I started with Three Stooges. Three Stooges was so funny. I love him. And then one of my favorite is Gilligan Island. It's so funny, and a lot of animation like Tom and Jerry and Tweety Birds and Popeye. It's like all 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 clean and simple um animation, a cartoon show, you know. And my favorite is the skunk, where this skunk was in love with the cat, and he trying to smooch her, and she keep running away from him, and he's a charmer, you know. So talking about skunk, I have a story to tell. I see I'm telling the story. So when we first came to America, we don't, not only that, we don't speak the language, we don't know how to eat the food. Okay, so there's so many funny story about food, and you'll be laughing, and yeah, I'm telling you the truth. Okay, so let's talk about the skunk. So you know, majority of Cambodian men are from the rural area, from the like not quite jungle. Okay, we live in a not nomadic. We live in societies where hunting and food gathering was in the blood. You know, we go fish, we go hunt, and all that. So that's how we get our meat, because we don't really eat all domesticate animals, and they like game meat, they like deer, they like um, hog, they like all the wild animals, right? Remember when after the growing season, the men would get together and go hunt, just like the British people. They had all the dachshund or the hunting dog go out and with with musket and archery and hunt for for game meat, right? Same thing. Okay, same thing in Cambodia. They go hunt, and so my dad, he was a great hunter too. So when he first came to America, my dad speak only a few words of English, but then soon um, we met up with a lot of other Cambodian locally. I mean, in 1980, there was a large influx of Cambodian, Vietnamese, Laos, Hmong, and Miens, and all the people who were the refugee from those three Indochina country, which is Cambodian, Laos, and Vietnam. We we were refugees of those era. So when we first came, we didn't speak the language, and my dad finally caught up with some of the his family were here first, so they went out fishing. So all the new arrival went out fishing out at the Delta, and sure enough, here came Mr. Skunk. So for some reason, they're able to capture the skunk, and the skunk didn't do nothing to them yet. Yet, the operative word, yet. Okay, so the skunk was cool and everything. He was scared, and he didn't know they was gonna bring him home and eat him. So when he finally got removed into the car, so when he got threatened, his life, he felt like his life is being threatened. So he sprayed. You know, how if you don't know how skunk smell like, skunk perfume was like the worst headache kind of smell and stinky is. Okay, so if you drive through the wood or through the road where skunk gets spray, and the air pull into your car, it'll stay in your car for a week, and that's how strong the skunk smell is, right? So my dad and his buddy and his bestie brought a skunk home, tried to bring a skunk home, and they did. They put them in the bag and brought him home, and sure enough, everybody stink as hell. So at the time, we already knew Pat and Dan, the Caucasian couple. They had no children, so we became friends because we can't. We always outside staring at Pat and Pat and Dan had um, beautiful dog. I think it was Alaskan dog, so they was real pretty. So we didn't speak the language, but um, but we make friends because Pat and Dan, they were childless couple. So when they saw us, they I think they just they just glad that children's around them. So we make friends. So I learned some English from Pat and Dan. Also learned some cooking skill from Pat. Pat's a great cook, and she even offered to um, teach me piano too. But then I didn't want to learn music. I was scared. I never overcome something like that. So so when Pat and Dan, so when Dad smells so bad with his friend and we don't know what it is, so I went to call Dad and Pat and Dan and tell Pat and Dan. Well, by now everybody stink already because when my dad opened the door, well, when we got to the car, everything is all stung up. The men in the station wagon all stung up. There were a few of them, and my dad and everything. The car stunk. They stunk. So when Pat and Dan came over, they're like, "Ew!" So they know right away it was skunk spray. So they said that, wow, you, you have to let the skunk go. But at the time in the area, it was still farm agricultural areas. So we let the skunk out of the car, out of the bag, and I think they captured about 3 of them. I think it must be the whole family, skunk family. Anyway, so Pat and Dan said that in order to minimize the skunk perfume, they have to bathe in tomato juice. There was a lot of tomato juice for those Philly people. So so then we got educated about to look out for skunk and squirrels. They thought it was squirrel because they used to hunt for squirrels. So they said, "Oh, this is good looking squirrel. He got a little white patch, you know how skunk looked like. It had that like a white streak of fur, from head to toes." So then Pat and Dan said, I think she's trying to educate us if we understand what she was talking about. But then she told us that, no, no, no more, no, no more, no more, no more. So my dad said, oh, no more stink, no more stink, no more stink. It was like, I remember that. She said, no more stink. And yeah. So that was the story of the skunk. So funny. So then the word gone, the word traveled so fast into the community. Now people know that if they found a squirrels with white patch on the middle and in the middle of the top, do not touch, do not bring it home, do not try to kill, do not try to eat it because it's not squirrels. So that's how we learn about distinguish the difference between the squirrel and the skunk. Mm-hmm. So many funny stories when we first came to America. And that because we are not being educated, okay? We cannot blame ourselves because when the government brought us, we were not being educated. We don't even speak the language. Just brought us from like raw from the camp to here. There was no any kind of education whatsoever. What the government should have done is that have American people volunteer to teach English class in the camp and get us fresh start. It would have been nice. Nope. But then later on, when they experience all this traumatic experience, they did something different, which the government did. They call it training and or re-entry, pre-re-entry training, where they built camp in Philippines. So what the government did was that they make the transition removed the refugee from Thailand camp because they forced a refugee out of the camp. Okay, before they send them all back and force them back into the minefield. There was a story on the called Ghost Mountain where Thai government did that, driven Cambodian back to the homeland in the midst of crisis. So then they built refugee camp in Philippines. So they move all those that are eligible to come to America into or any country into transitional camp. They call it transition camp, transitional camp. There where they educated people by teaching them how, give them a dictionary called Oxford Dictionary. I can't remember. I still have it, but it's in the library. So it was a thin Oxford Dictionary with pictures and with picture. Okay, so they pass it out to every family members for them to learn English word and English item. So if in the kitchen, so there's a pot, there's a pan, there's knife, there's spoon, there's fork, and all that. And oh my God, yes. I'm not done yet. I'll eat in a little bit. I will. Thank you, Lucy. I will, sweetheart. Give me another minute. I'm live right now. I can do it later. It'll be funny. I have two cameras. I don't want to carry it downstairs. See, I try to avoid her by coming up here. It don't work. Yesterday, the day before, she came over and dragged me by hand to eat. I love her though. Her food is great, but it's just that it's so intolerant. Some of the vegetables, some of the Asian vegetable is so gassy. Oh my God, oh my God. I was vegetarian before. I never have to experience this kind of shitty stuff, you know. I was fine eating American vegetable and I was good until yeah, the camel, the camel, you know, the animal that had hump, you know, that Middle Eastern people used as their transportation, the camel. So in the Bible, why that story came up, right? So I was called to teach in seminary many years ago. So I again, you know, I'm not a credentialed teacher, but I have certificate in teaching prep. So I got called to teach in seminary at church. So everybody get calling. We don't get paid for the calling. So then the first year we taught we start with the New Testament, and the New Testament I'm familiar because I read New Testament so often that I can remember a few stories. But Old Testament I never read through. You know, I did with the book of Genesis. We'll start with the creations and the light and the world and all that, Adam and Eve and the forbidden fruit and all that I learned. And then in the book where I can't remember which book it is, but then when Christ taught by parable, where he and his disciple was, I think he was somewhere between galleries and somewhere there, and then this rich young man heard of him coming to town. So this young man went to see Christ and he wanted to become Christ's disciple, and then he started asking Christ questions that, Lord, how do you get to heaven? You know, simple question. So he said that you go back and sell everything you have and feed the poor. The young man said, okay. So then the Christ went on and preached about the principle of how the rich man will get to heaven will be as hard as a camel go through the iron needle. So then later on I understood what iron needle mean. It's not the needle that we sew minting our clothes. The iron needles is like that peak hole that that in the day where there's a fort, they built the fort from, if they have war, or they, they was like a or fence or watchtower. Okay, so the army or the military men will stand guard the castle or the fort to look out for the enemy if the enemy is coming. So the iron needle is like that brown peak hole. It can be that big, can be that big, it can be that big, because then the enemy can like come out and punch you. So it be like that big where you can look out, with the to see where the enemy is coming. So that is the iron needles. Okay, so to me, I didn't understood what iron needle means. So like I thought it was like, the little needles. So I'm like, what? Can't want to go through the little iron needle? Like that is impossible. That's what trying to say, that it's not. You cannot just go to heaven by you cannot just get to heaven. To get to heaven, there's step. It's gonna be so difficult, just like the camel can't get through that iron needles. If a man wants to go to heaven, there's certain thing that he have to do to be that. So he's trying to say, I can't remember the whole story, but I just remember faintly that that to get to heaven is so difficult. First you have to follow and love Christ and have faith and believe in him, and then be baptized and become righteousness. So that was the principle. Okay, so this young millionaire, he went to follow Christ and ask Christ that question. So Christ said that go home and sell all you have and give to the poor, and then your mansion will be prepared in heaven. So if you sell your mansion here on earth and feed the poor, and then you can have that little highway to heaven. But then sell all the property and giving to the poor is not quite enough. There's so many steps. So that's what I remember about that story. So there's another story too, where Christ was invited to the party where he turned water into wine. That was cool. And then the 7 virgin, that was cool. And one of the and then when he walked on the water, that was cool. And then one of the things that I learned about Christ is that he never lose patience or had a breakdown. So the one time he did, when he and his disciple was out preaching and healing the people. So he was by the edge of the mountain. They were hungry, they were thirsty, so they came to the fig tree. So he was looking for the fruit. So there was no fruit. So he got so adamant with the fig tree. So he cursed the fig tree. So I can't remember the whole story, but so many years ago that I thought I should reread. So he was so mad. So he cursed on that fig tree. Said, "You're never going to have any more fruit." I don't know. I wonder if that fig tree is still alive and had no fruit until now. But then the Garden of Gethsemane, when he went to prayer before he was succumb and crucified. But then there's a tomb where they lay his body, and the tomb is still there. I mean, there's still vivid. There's still vivid. What do you call it? Trail of Christ, which is well preserved. And so learning about Christ is what changed me personally, because I was born in Buddhism, and I never really understood the Buddhist principle. In a way, I was too young, but I know that my mom always prepare the Buddhist arm, and because my mom never really gotten to go anywhere, still does, she didn't like to go anywhere. My mom is a very private person. She doesn't like to go places much. even now, if I invited mom, she never go. If I want to take her somewhere, I said, Mom, let's go. I said, go where? Let's go eat or let's go shopping. And then she'll say, well, I don't know, it's getting late. No, no, no. Well, I don't have money. No, I'm treating you. You know, if you to invite her, Mom, I would like to invite you to such and such. Say no, thank you. So I don't invite my mom. If I want to take her somewhere, I would just go pick her up and say, let's go, Mom. Say, I'm not ready. Well, go brush your teeth, comb your hair, let's go. And then, yeah. So that's my mom. It's more difficult now because health's kicking in, so it's quite different now. So, so that's my mom. I don't like to talk about her, but she had so many funny stories with my mom. Because my mom and I, we had a lot of story to tell. I think I told a story before uh, um, about everybody being disciplined. You know, I mean, the whole village, all the kids get disciplined. The school discipline, the monk discipline, the principal discipline, grandparent discipline, mom discipline, everybody's disciplined. So one day I was out in the garden with my brother, and in the garden we had all kind of fruit trees, and one of the fruit tree is the guava tree because I love the sourness and freshness of the guava. So my older brother and my younger brother are already up on the tree. It's a high tree. It's not a very big tree. So I asked my brother to pick some and drop it on for me. And my brother was teasing me and said, nope. He'll pick a fruit and he took a few bite and then he'll drop it down for me. And I got mad. So I went up the tree myself. So I wear a little sarong with waistband. You know. So my mom, um, for the Cambodian young woman in the day, we don't have pants. We don't wear pants in the day. We wear skirt or sarong. Mom like um, to put waistband. It's easy to put it on. But my mom doesn't wear waistband. She like to wrap the whole sarong around her waist, and sometimes she fasten it with the belt. So for me, I have the rubber band, the waistband sarong on. So I so I skillfully managed it, you know, wrap around me, and I went up on the trees, and I got myself a lot of guava, which I because it's rubber band elastic here, so I put fruits here and I roll it. Oh my gosh. Yes, Lucy. She want me to eat. So let me finish tell you this story, and then I'll leave you alone. So so I so I pick a lot of guava, you know, they're big, so I wrap it around my skirt because I make pocket out of the waistband, so it was full. Then my mom said, "Hey," I heard my mom call it, "Hey, it's dinner time, dinner ready." And then my brother climbed down just low enough for them to jump off the tree. Okay, so I followed them, and both of them jumped down and went home. It's only like a few yards away. So I did that too. Unfortunately, I don't know what I did. So I jumped down too, but then uh, the hem of my skirt got caught on the branch, one of the strong branch. So it caught my skirt like that, and because it's elastic band now, okay, so it's very flexible. So with the heavy of the fruit I have wrapped around the band, and the branch caught my skirt, I slipped off. My skirt still swinging on the top of the branch, and of course the fruit all fell off, and I fell to the ground. I got hurt, and then my mom saw me what happened to me, and I was naked, and then so my mom saw what I did, and she got angry with me. So instead asking me, "Are you okay, daughter? You know, Are you hurt? Are you okay? Nope. She came right straight with a stick. So I took off running with no clothes, no skirt on. So it was pretty funny scene. So I live along the riverbank, so it's not flooding at the times. I was running along the river with the sand slow motion, and I was afraid I'm gonna get caught by my mom. And my mom started chasing me for a while, and she got tired, so she quit chasing me. So she said, "I know you're gonna come back. I'll get you when you come back." Oh, I can run so much so far, but then I have to come home, and she didn't have to go after me anymore. When I came home, oh boy, I got double, because I could stand right there and have her swipe me off, and it'll be only a few. But when I took off running like that, oh, I got double. Every time when I run away from her, I got double, triple. It's normal. I can't go to my grandparents because they discipline too. I can't go to my aunt. They were disciplined also. Everybody disciplined. And that's why we square away. We cool. I mean, we don't have the criminal mind because everybody gonna hit us. So we gotta straighten up. So that's why they had a call when they had a mantra saying that it take a whole village to raise a child. So this came from Asian nation where everybody disciplined. Doesn't matter what you related or not. If you did something wrong, you get disciplined by your neighbor too. You think that you get disciplined at home, you're gonna run to your neighbor, you get rescued? They would discipline you also. Same thing. If their kid did something wrong, they run to neighbor, we get disciplined. So that's why where the where the term said that it take a whole village to raise a child, that terminology came from the Asian nation where, yeah, everybody disciplined. You cannot run if you. The people are mean in the day, I mean, they're disciplined for everything. I remember. Well, I'll save some of this story because Lucy is getting on my nerve right now. She's trying to feed me. I better be grateful. Okay, so like I said, I'm making the square beanie. Okay, it's not just gonna be done tonight because I got one done already. This is like a leftover yarn, so I'm trying to like match the blue colors. So I think this is the closer color, and then I might add some of these. So it's gonna be a mix match color. It's not gonna be straight, not solid color. It would not be like a perfect blend on one single. It's gonna be not single spool. It's gonna be different spool. So I have midnight. I have this kind of blue and